Before the blade, before the blood, there was peace. In the golden fields of Caerwyn, the wind whispered through the wheat, as if it had no memory of war. Sir Aldrich had spent his life wielding steel for kings who barely remembered his name. But here, on this hill, behind those gates, waited the only soul who ever called him Father. Her name was Isolde, just 3 winters old. A storm in a dress and bare feet. She had never seen a sword, never heard a scream, and he swore she never would. But oaths, like men, can be broken. The morning sang with warmth, and she chased it with open arms. A butterfly, lit like a flicker of magic, pulling her just beyond the tree line, just beyond safety. She did not see the silence arrive. She did not feel the shadow waiting. But it was there, in the hush between heartbeats, in the breath the wind forgot to take. And then the fields were empty. Her toy lay still, and the echo of her laugh was never heard again. He scoured every tree, screamed her name until his voice bled, but the forest gave nothing back. All the battles he'd fought, all the men he'd faced, he'd never felt so defeated. The night lived on, but the father did not. She was not kept in a cage. She was kept in a story, told again and again until it became her own. Your father left you. He let you be taken. We found you. We saved you. Lady Lysara had no need for whips, just stories, and a drink that clouded doubt like fog over memory. She called it a gift. The girl called it calm. And over the years, the child faded, her laughter replaced by silence, her name forgotten, replaced by a title, the Viper of Mordraine. Years passed. Her hands learned blades, her mind forgot lullabies, and then one night they gave her a face, a man cloaked in green, a knight once feared, but to her, just a shadow with a price. She found him alone, not in a throne room, not on a battlefield, but beside a dying fire, polishing a blade that no longer wanted war. She had come to end him. That was the mission. The final breath of the viper's rise. But as she stepped from the trees, her fingers did not close around the hilt. Her heart did. He looked up, not with fear, not with anger, but with a question written in the lines of his face. And for the first time in all her years, she didn't have an answer. No words were spoken, just steel and hesitation. He blocked, but did not speak. She swung, but not to kill. There was no fury in her blade, only questions. Questions she had no name for. Then it happened. A slip, a sting. The scar across her palm split open, not from the fight, but from something deeper. Blood ran down her hand, thick, real, impossible to ignore, and the lie began to dissolve. She froze. A flood returned, the smell of wheat, the warmth of arms, a rabbit, a name, Isolde. She looked at him, not as a target, not as a name, but as something older, something sacred. The word caught in her throat, a whisper lost to time, but never truly gone. Father, she had just found him, not in sketches, not in orders, but in the way his eyes held her name. And then the world took him back. The arrow came without sound, no scream, Just the sudden gasp of a man who thought he'd have more time. He dropped to his knees, not from pain, but from the weight of almost being whole again. She didn't scream, she didn't cry, but the fire behind her eyes roared louder than war. His blood stained the leaves. His name echoed in her bones. They trained her to kill, but they never taught her how to lose. They thought they killed her father. What they really did was wake her. She moved through the trees like a story they told to scare each other. Silent, sharp, unstoppable. One by one, the hands that pulled the strings were silenced. She left one breathing, not out of mercy, but to send a message.
Tell Lady Lasara. Her weapon remembers.